Hey, it's Keith from Outlaw Speed Shop, and I want to thank you for tuning in. This week I'm tackling a 1967 Hot Wheels Dodge Charger. Never been a big fan of these, but I got this in a 5-car set, a bunch of muscle cars, and I have these Mopar green light wheels, so I figured I'd try to make it look halfway decent. As always, if you like what you see, make sure you subscribe and ring the bell to get notified of all future videos. The reason I'm tackling this car is I'd seen this Chip Foose inspired vehicle, and I'm going to try to duplicate it. So here we go. Alright, so yeah, I got this 67 Charger. I already drilled it, and I'm taking it apart for the first time. Believe it or not, it's actually a pretty clean car. The interior is a light gray, which is actually what I wanted, so I didn't really touch the interior. This is actually kind of a quick project. After the last two builds, with the Vantastic Challenge, where I built 2 vans, and then last week's Nightmare 62 Chevy pickup, both were very involved. So it was nice to just do a quick build for a change. So wheels pop right out. With the green light wheels, it's a bigger axle, and these wheels it's almost like trying to put 18s or 20s on a 15-inch gap for wheels. So this took a little bit of doing. What I ended up having to do is widening the channels that the axle ran in, just because the axle diameters are much bigger, and the big thing is fitment. And with these bigger wheels, the Charger has the fronts aren't too bad because it's a full radius, but the back, it's not a full semicircle, so it's kind of cut off at the top, which makes it difficult to put a wider and a taller tire in. So it took some finagling. Right here I'm just kind of playing around like I always do, and I like to try to fit what I can, and I'll probably do that 5, 6, 7 times throughout the course of a project, just to see how it's all going together, because I don't want to do it after it's painted. And here I am with a file. I'm going to try to the thickness of this file is actually the thickness I want for the axle, so I use this file a lot when I'm doing wheel replacements. It fits. It's a little big for the axles, but I'm going to end up using axle tubes, so it's just the right size for the axle tubes. So again, I'm going to be trying to fit, and I try to not use axle tubes, and here I was kind of playing around to see if I could get away with it. But more importantly, I'm trying to see what I can get away with for, I want to lower the car as well. So the higher your axle is inside the channel, the lower the car is going to sit. But the problem becomes now, how do you rectify the clearance issues? So that's usually the fine balance that you kind of have to go with, of trying to find what works. You can narrow the front end, you can narrow the rear end. There's a lot of different ways to do it. In this case, there was enough clearance between the inside of the fender wells and the outside, but the height was more the issue. So you can see I got my little brass axle tubes. By putting those in too, because I didn't notch out the channel for the wheels, it allowed it to sit a little bit higher, which means the car sits lower. So as you can see, rolls perfectly. Works out really well. The next issue is obviously the interior, because the back of the interior sits over the rear axles. So as you can see, I kind of had to notch out the channel to allow the clearance issues I had with the axle tubes. So as usual, make sure you guys stick around to the end. I am actually giving away the Trooper van I did 2 weeks ago. I had a lot of interest in it, and everybody wanted it. I want it, but I'm going to end up giving it away. So I'll give you the details on that, and I'll show you a preview of the next car that I'm building. So you can see the car was in the paint stripper. The wheel wells themselves from the interior, the inside, needed to be radiused a little bit more. Like I said, these wheels are really big. in comparison to the stock Hot Wheels one. So this barrel sander works out perfectly. It doesn't take out too much, and you can have some good control on what you want to take out for material. And I didn't have to take out a lot, but it was enough to, I wasn't going to try to do it any other way. I probably could have got by, but the other thing too to test is just because it kind of fit, because it did, but when you put the body on and tighten it down, it kind of compressed everything, and it made the tires in the rear not be able to spin very well. So that's why I didn't have to take out much. So once again, I'm fitting it, and it's looking pretty good. I'm happy with it. The casting, for a new casting, was pretty decent. There's a couple body lines in the back where the roof meets the rear quarters. I guess it would be like a quarter panel seam. So these soft sanding sticks work out really good. They're flexible. I can get in there and take off what I need. And then there was a little bit of chipping on the front fenders. These cars have a nice sharp body line that separates the top from the bottom. So having a nice, crisp, clean body line there was important, and it was going to stand out like a sore thumb. So I wanted to make sure I sanded that down. Other than that, obviously the casting is brand new, so it shouldn't be too bad. So I primed it with my Styno Res, and I didn't show any painting this time, just because you guys see me paint 100 times. Camera's a little blurry, but it's the Wicked Silver from Createx. I'm going with a two-tone, just like I showed you at the beginning. I'm trying to replicate this Foose car, and the Createx Silver goes on nice. It's when it dries, it's a semi-flat. I didn't put the balancing clear in there. And then I'm going to go with a Wicked Black for my top coat. You saw that I primed the base. I'm going to be painting that black as well, because I don't want any chrome in this car at all except for the wheels. So, that includes the bumper, the grille, everything. So you can see right there is a two-tone paint. I was actually able to use masking tape, and it worked out well. I didn't peel anything off for the first time ever. The Nason Clear works awesome. Really happy with that stuff. I'm so glad I switched. So now it's just a matter of assembly and, the final fit, making sure everything looks good, which I've done so many times already. I'm not overly concerned about it. I put the wheels, I put a little dab of glue, and it's just enough to hold the wheels on. I mean, the thing's not going to go down a track and hit something and stay together with the wheels, but it's enough glue to get them stuck. But overall, this was kind of a fun project. It was a little, like I said, it's not an in-depth project. It's pretty much just a wheel swap and paint job. I apologize, but I am kind of burnt out after the last two projects. And then I had some other things going on. I started another channel, so on and so forth. But anyways, I love the tinted smoke windows on this. Just sets the car off, makes it look really good. Yeah, I'm real happy with the way this thing came out for a quick project. And overall, I'm actually starting to like the body style, because I'm not a fan of the, you grow up liking the 68, 69s. You see the 67s, and it's like, they're okay. But this one came out really good, and it's starting to help change my outlook on a 67 Charger. So, but other than that, I think this went together really well. I'm happy with the project, as I said. Those are the 256 screws. I got those Amazon. I got them all on Amazon, and actually need to order some more. I'm running out. So let's take a look at where we are and what we started with, and I will check back with you when the reveal is done to go over the van giveaway and the upcoming project. next, I got this Nova. I got some kind of cool I plan on doing with it. Hopefully it works out. Should look awesome. I'm looking forward to this project. And of course, I have my Trooper Van giveaway. All you have to do is comment down below. Today is Friday. On Sunday morning, I will be picking from the comments randomly for a winner, and I will ship it to you. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.